For 3 years, I put my life on hold. 3 years of waking up before the sun, of carefully measuring out medications, of late-night trips to the emergency room. 3 years of being my father's primary caregiver. I quit my job, postponed my wedding, and poured every ounce of my being into making his final years comfortable. My sister, Sarah, the golden child, would breeze in once a month, trailing the scent of expensive perfume and city life. She'd bring a fancy pastry, take a few smiling selfies with Dad, and be gone within the hour, her duty fulfilled. I never complained. It was for Dad, and I loved him. But when the will was read, my world shattered. He left everything, the house, the savings, the stocks, everything, to Sarah. To me, he left his old watch and a letter. A single piece of paper that was supposed to explain away 3 years of my life. My hands trembled as I opened it. The lawyer's office felt cold, sterile. Sarah was already on the phone, talking to a realtor, her voice bright and businesslike. She didn't even look at me. It was like I was invisible, just a piece of the old furniture she was about to sell off. My heart hammered against my ribs, a painful, frantic beat. What could he possibly say in a letter to justify this? Was my sacrifice, my love, worth so little? The letter started with my dearest daughter. The words were a blur through my tears. He wrote about how proud he was of me, how he saw my strength and my compassion every single day. He said he knew I was the responsible one, the one who could always land on her feet. He said Sarah, she was different. He called her fragile, naive, unequipped for the real world. He believed she needed the financial safety net, that without it, she would flounder. He thought he was protecting her. And me. He thought he was freeing me. He wrote, I'm not leaving you money because I know you can make your own. I'm leaving you the freedom to finally live your own life, unburdened by me. Unburdened. I felt like I'd been crushed. It wasn't about the money. It was about the validation. It was about feeling seen. For 3 years, I was the pillar, the constant, the one who held everything together. But in his final act, he saw me not as a daughter to be rewarded, but as a utility to be released. My love was taken for granted. My sacrifice was my expected duty. Meanwhile, Sarah's absence was rewarded with a fortune. He didn't see that his decision wasn't freeing me. It was chaining me to a lifetime of feeling unappreciated, of questioning my own worth. He thought he was helping Sarah, but he was enabling her. He thought he was praising my strength, but he was punishing me for it. I walked out of that office, leaving Sarah to her phone calls and her future fortune. The watch on my wrist felt heavy, a constant reminder of the time I had given away. But as I walked, something shifted. The anger, the hurt, it started to solidify into something else. Determination. He was right about one thing. I am strong. I am capable. I didn't need his money. I had supported myself before, and I would do it again. But this time, I would do it entirely for me. No more putting my life on hold for someone else. No more seeking validation from people who were incapable of giving it. My father thought he was leaving me with nothing. But he was wrong. He left me with a lesson, a painful, brutal, and incredibly powerful lesson. The next few months were a blur of rebuilding. I found a small apartment, started applying for jobs, and reconnected with my fiancé, who had been my rock through it all. We decided on a small, simple wedding, nothing like the grand affair we had once planned, but it was ours. It was real. I didn't speak to Sarah. She sent a text once, asking if I wanted any of Dad's old books before she cleared the house. I just replied, no, thank you. What could I say? How could I explain that the house was filled with ghosts of my servitude, and I needed to escape them? My new life was about moving forward, not clinging to a past that had broken my heart. My first paycheck from my new job felt like $1 million. It was mine. I had earned it. I wasn't anyone's caregiver or anyone's backup plan. I was just me. And it felt incredible. I started a blog, sharing my story. My experiences with caregiver burnout and the complex grief that comes with a difficult inheritance. I wanted to create a space for others who felt unseen, unappreciated. The response was overwhelming. Hundreds, then thousands of people reached out, sharing their own stories of being the responsible one, of being taken for granted by their families. They understood the unique pain of being punished for their own competence. Through this community, I found a new purpose. My father's letter was meant to define my worth, but instead, it pushed me to define it for myself. I learned that true strength isn't just about enduring hardship, it's about knowing when to walk away, when to choose yourself. It's about building a life based on your own values, not on the expectations or validations of others. Sarah got the house and the money, but she's still living in our father's shadow, defined by his perception of her weakness. I got the freedom he talked about, but not in the way he intended. I found freedom from the need for his approval. I found freedom in my own resilience. My story doesn't have a fairy tale ending where my sister suddenly sees the light and we reconcile. That hasn't happened, and maybe it never will. But my life is fuller and more authentic than ever before. I am surrounded by a community that sees me, a partner who values me, and a sense of self-worth that no amount of money could ever buy. My father left his inheritance to the golden child, but he unknowingly gave me something far more valuable, the motivation to build my own legacy, one of strength, independence, and self-love. And for that, in a strange, complicated way, I am grateful. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've ever felt like the responsible one, know that you are not alone, and your strength is your greatest asset. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories about turning life's biggest challenges into your greatest triumphs.